Did you know that if you're living with diabetes, your risk of stroke can be up to twice as high as someone without it? That's right, diabetes doesn't just silently damage your eyes, kidneys, or heart. It also targets your brain, the control center of your life. Imagine this: you're sitting with your family, laughing, enjoying a normal day. And within minutes, a sudden stroke strikes, stealing your speech, your movement, or even your life. This is the harsh reality that millions of Americans face every single day. In today's video, we're going to uncover the hidden truth behind the dangerous connection between diabetes and stroke. Why does a condition that many people think is just about blood sugar lead to deadly brain attacks? And more importantly, what can you do right now to protect both your brain and your heart? Let's dive in. When most people think about diabetes, they think about high blood sugar. But here's the truth. High blood sugar is the silent attacker that slowly damages your blood vessels. Inside every blood vessel, there's a delicate protective layer called the endothelium. Think of it like the anti-rust coating inside a water pipe. When blood sugar stays high for too long, it eats away at this protective layer, leaving the vessel walls weak, rough, and vulnerable to dangerous plaque buildup. As these plaques accumulate, the blood flow to your brain narrows, and just one small clot can completely block it, triggering a stroke. And it doesn't stop there. Most people with diabetes also struggle with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and even obesity. When you add all these factors together, your stroke risk skyrockets. According to the CDC, people with diabetes are 1.5 to 2 times more likely to suffer a stroke than those without it. So, what exactly is happening inside your body when blood sugar keeps spiking? Let's dig deeper. When we talk about diabetes, most people think it's just about high blood sugar, but the biological mechanisms inside the body are far more complex, and these are the direct pathways to stroke. First, let's talk about insulin resistance. Insulin acts like a key that unlocks the door for glucose to enter your cells. But with insulin resistance, that key becomes rusty and useless. Glucose can't get inside. It builds up in your bloodstream and creates oxidative stress that damages your blood vessels. Next is chronic inflammation. Diabetes acts like a slow-burning fire inside your body. This fire keeps smoldering, silently destroying your blood vessels, your nerves, and even your brain. When high blood sugar combines with bad cholesterol, they form dangerous plaques in your arteries. This is called atherosclerosis. These plaques narrow the vessels, making it harder and harder for blood to reach your brain. On top of that, diabetes makes your platelets stickier, so clots form more easily. And it only takes one small clot to block an artery and trigger an ischemic stroke. Finally, the tiny, delicate blood vessels in your brain are especially vulnerable. Over time, they can break down from high blood sugar, leading to chronic brain hyperperfusion or even hemorrhagic stroke. All of these mechanisms come together to create the perfect storm, turning diabetes into one of the most dangerous drivers of stroke. Not everyone with diabetes faces the same risk. Some groups of people are far more vulnerable to stroke. First, those with long-term type 2 diabetes. Years of high blood sugar slowly damage the blood vessels and nerves, leaving the brain more fragile and less protected. Second, if you also suffer from high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or obesity, you're carrying a ticking time bomb called metabolic syndrome. This dangerous combination multiplies your stroke risk. Third, lifestyle habits like smoking, heavy drinking, and lack of exercise accelerate blood vessel damage even further. And of course, age plays a major role. Stroke risk rises sharply for people with diabetes between the ages of 40 and 70. Research in the US also shows that African American and Hispanic communities have a significantly higher stroke prevalence compared to the general population. Behind these numbers are real people, real families. I once treated a 55-year-old patient with poorly controlled diabetes and high blood pressure. After years of neglecting his health, he suffered a devastating stroke right after a family dinner. It could happen to anyone. So how can we recognize the warning signs before it's too late? Let's find out. When it comes to stroke, time is life. Just a few minutes of delay can cause permanent brain damage. That's why recognizing the early warning signs is absolutely critical. Remember the rule of fast face. One side of the face droops, you can't smile evenly. One arm feels weak, you can't lift it properly. Speech, slurred speech or trouble speaking full sentences. Time, call 911 immediately. Every minute lost means millions of brain cells dying. There are also other red flags you should never ignore. Sudden dizziness or loss of balance. Temporary vision loss in one or both eyes. Numbness or loss of sensation on one side of the body. I'll never forget one of my patients, a 62-year-old woman with type 2 diabetes. One evening, she noticed her smile looked uneven in the mirror. Her daughter quickly called 911 because they acted fast. She received treatment right away and made an almost full recovery. Think of stroke as a fire inside the brain. The sooner you call the firefighters, the less damage there will be. Never wait. Call for help the moment you suspect it. If you're living with diabetes, here's the good news. Your stroke risk can be significantly reduced if you take the right steps. First and foremost, control your blood sugar. Keep your HbA1c below 7% as recommended by the American Diabetes Association. This helps protect your blood vessels and nerves from long-term damage. Second, don't forget to manage your blood pressure and cholesterol. Your blood pressure goal should be under 130/80 mmHg, and if your doctor prescribes statins or blood pressure medication, stick with them. They're your shield against stroke. Third, adopt the Mediterranean diet, plenty of vegetables, fish, olive oil, and whole grains. Cut down on refined sugars, fried foods, and fatty red meats. Fourth, stay active. Just 30 minutes of brisk walking a day, 5 days a week can make a dramatic difference in lowering your stroke risk. Fifth, quit smoking and limit alcohol as much as possible. And finally, keep up with your regular checkups and follow your doctor's advice on medications. I once treated patients, both 60 years old, with diabetes. One controlled his health and lived a balanced lifestyle. He still takes evening walks with his grandchildren. The other ignored the warnings, kept smoking, and ate recklessly until a stroke confined him to a wheelchair. The difference came down to daily choices. Your future health is in your hands. Question 1. If I control my blood sugar well, am I still at risk for stroke? Answer: yes, because stroke isn't caused by blood sugar alone. High blood pressure, cholesterol, and lifestyle also play major roles. But keeping your blood sugar under control dramatically reduces your risk. It's the first step, not the only one. Question 2. Are there foods that can lower stroke risk for people with diabetes? Answer: absolutely. Foods rich in omega-3 salts like salmon and sardines, leafy greens, berries, whole grains, and olive oil act like natural shields that protect your blood vessels and brain. Question 3. Do younger people with type 2 diabetes need to worry about stroke? Answer: yes, stroke is no longer just an old person's disease. More and more people under 40 are suffering strokes because of diabetes and unhealthy lifestyles. Prevention has to start early. Question 4. If my family has a history of diabetes and stroke, how should I protect myself? Answer: get regular checkups, maintain a healthy weight, exercise consistently, eat smart, and quit smoking. You can't change your family history, but you can absolutely change your lifestyle. We've just uncovered a harsh truth. Diabetes and stroke aren't just two separate conditions, they're a deadly duo threatening the brains, hearts, and lives of millions of Americans. But here's the good news: you can change the outcome. By controlling your blood sugar, managing your blood pressure and cholesterol, eating smart, and staying active, you hold the power to protect yourself from this devastating disease. Remember, every step you take, every meal you choose. Every checkup you keep today is a brick in building a stronger brain and a healthier heart for tomorrow. If you found this video helpful, please hit like, share it with your loved ones, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel for more science-based health tips. And don't forget to drop your questions or share your own story in the comments. We'll answer them in future videos. Because sometimes the smallest action today can save a life tomorrow, maybe even your own or someone you love.